Hey everybody, how are you doing today? Good to be with you. I'm so glad that you joined me. It's been a while since I've been with you. In fact, that's kind of what the topic of today is. It's been a while since I've been with you. If you're here joining me, please let me know you're here. Put who you are and where you're watching from. I'm just going to share a couple of things with you. So let me know you're here and any business questions you might have. But recently, I just got back from several weeks of vacation, and during that time, it caused me to reflect on a feeling that I've had in business. Have you ever felt like you're doing all this work, but you just keep hitting a ceiling, like you just keep pounding into the ceiling, hitting your head against the wall, kind of concept in business? If you've ever felt like that, would you let me know in the comments? If that's you, if you've ever felt like that. I know for me, I've been feeling like no matter what I was doing, I was just hitting that proverbial wall, that ceiling that I could not break through. And even though I teach people how to do it, I was still there, because sometimes we get in our own way and we can't see what's right in front of us. So if you're joining me today, let me know you're here in the comments and where you're watching from. So I thought I'd just share with you some of my thoughts. So I was really struggling with this in business, like, some of the things that I felt like I was working harder, right? I'm working harder, and yet not seeing some of those things transpire the way I wanted them to. So I went back and I said, okay, when I've hit the ceiling before, what are the things that I've done? I thought I'd share those with you. Hey, Brian, I thought I'd share those with you. Maybe it would help you, because as I went back through, these are the things that I've done to break through a ceiling before. So I did them and I put them in place, and like, it's just incredible how success formulas work all the time, because they're proven. So let me take you back just a little bit. I was experiencing this feeling, and for me, it shows up sort of as anxiety. I get anxious about things. I feel like I don't have control. When I start to feel that way, I have to really step out, and I go to my very first tip that I went back and I said, every time that I felt this way, this is what I've done. And so I'm like, I needed to do it. And it's going to sound incredibly counterintuitive. It's going to sound like you can't actually do that when you're feeling the feelings that I just shared. And that is, I leave. And here's what I mean. I leave because I need a change of scenery. I need to step out to look back. So for example, what I did is I actually went on vacation. And in the past, what I've done is I either go on vacation or I go to an event, a business event. And when I do that, what it does for me is, when I'm away from the day-to-day activities of working harder every day, is I can then focus on the things that I didn't see when I was in the day-to-day. So for me, this last time, I went on vacation. And then being away on vacation and having conversations and really being reflective and reading and studying and all those things, all of a sudden some new ideas of things that I'm not doing started to show up. Additionally, in the past, I will go to events. I will literally get on a plane. First of all, I will search those events out. I will pull out my credit card like good entrepreneurs do and invest in themselves, and I go to an event. And so, hey, Chris, glad you're with me. Chris says that's good. By the way, I love the photo with the backwards hat. I love that, and pointing right at you. Chris, thank you. So for me, I know I have to move. I have to get out of my current situation. I have to just change the environment, because I'm kind of stuck, right? It's like being in a rut on the side of the road, and I need to like jerk the wheel hard over to get out of that rut. And so I get up and I go. A couple times I have found events that I didn't know a ton about, but I went and I met people. I learned one great idea that kind of got me out of that rut. So for me, when I'm stuck, when I hit that ceiling, I got to get out of town. I got to get somewhere. Brian says, totally agree. So this time I went on vacation. This time I went for 3 weeks. Now they were planned vacations, but they came at a perfect time. It's amazing how in my life that stuff happens. They came at a perfect time. So for me, it was going out of town. I remember distinctly a couple weeks ago, one of the places we went, we weren't the same place for 3 weeks. So that also helped. But I was on the beach in Florida watching my kids playing in the water. I got up and I got with them, and I was focused in the moment. We're swimming around. And one of the things that happened is I went back to our hotel room. What's up, Lee? Yes. What happened is I went back to our hotel room and I checked my phone, which I had not done very often. I was really disconnected. I checked my phone and I noticed that we had a handful of new members sign up while I was on the beach. And I realized, so here I am thinking to myself, okay, I've been working harder, not seeing the result that I want. And here I am on the beach getting the same result as I was when I was working harder. So it was that reflection time of going, I need to work smarter. I need to be more intentional about the effort. You know, when I played sports and things weren't going and I wasn't achieving the way I wanted to, I would just put more time in, right? I would run more. I would lift more. And so I equated this level of success with the amount of time that I put into it. And the reality is that isn't exactly what happens in business. Okay. You deserve a vacation. Maybe I did probably, but the reality is that it helped me, as Lynn said, change your view, change your perspective. And that's exactly what happened. So if you're taking a note, writing down, number one is get out of town. If you're feeling like you hit a ceiling, get out of town, go to an event, go on vacation, spend a long weekend, whatever it is, because by the time those 3 weeks were up, I was ready to get back to work and I had some new views and some new things that I wanted to do. And so that was kind of the place that I was in. The second thing that I would say, so after kind of getting out of town, going to an event and going on vacation, the second thing is finding good mentors and coaches in my life. That has always been a place of success for me. And I'll tell you how that showed up is reaching out to those people right before vacation, even on vacation when I got back, and just bouncing some of those ideas off. Somebody who has been where I want to be, or it currently is where I want to be. And because that's valuable and important for me is because I can share my perspective and they've been there to kind of see things that I don't see in myself. And again, to go back to the sports analogy, when I would watch tape, when I'd watch film, back when it was actual tape, like VHS tape, right? Not digital stuff now, but back when I would watch film and I would watch those things, I was able to see later what I couldn't see in the moment. And a great coach, which I believe everyone needs a great coach, mentor, multiple in your life, they're able to see the things that you don't see. So I'll give you another example. One of those things recently for me, and I'm going to start sharing a little bit more of this, is hard. I know Chris Angel, who was on here before, I don't know if he's still here, he shared a little bit of this for himself recently, maybe a year ago or so, was like part of his health journey. And I really hit a ceiling there. I'm on vacation. I'm not eating very well. And I'm not exercising like I have been. I'm out of my routine. And I reached out to somebody online, I hope he sees this, who posted some amazing results that he had. And I think he said he's 54 or 56 years old. And he is like in the best shape of his life. And I admire it. Like, by the way, that success I'm not jealous of. That success drives me. So that's probably another key I should have written down. That success drives me. I want others to have success. Man, the king of lives, Ken Walls. What's up, brother? Yes, he's there right now. But Chris shared his journey of kind of going through some of that transition he was at for a while. And I'm in this place where I'm like, man, I know that my success in business often is directly proportional to how my health is at the time. And so I'm coming off of this. Anyway, I reached out to this mentor. That was number 2, right? First is get out of town, go to events. Number 2 is reach out to mentors and coaches. So I reached out. This gentleman lives outside of the country. I had a Zoom call with him. I said, listen, I'm all ears. Just tell me what you're doing. I've hit a ceiling. I know I'm not doing the stuff I should be doing. Tell me what you're doing. And he just laid out exactly what he's doing health-wise. And for me, I immediately, the next morning, went on exactly the regimen he said he's doing with nutrition, with sleep, exercise, the amount of water, et cetera, right? I'm 7-8 days in, and it's not just about weight for me, totally, but I feel better. I'm down 6 pounds in the 8 days. I just feel amazing, and I'm going to continue this, and I'll probably share a lot of that journey. The point is, I hit a ceiling. And so I got out of my own way, got out of my own schedule, reached out to a mentor. So that's number 2, right? Number 1, go to events, go on vacation, get out of your Get out of your current situation to see what you can't see. Number two, reach out to coaches and mentors because they can see what you're not willing to see sometimes in yourself. And he just spoke some truth and motivation into me. And number three, which I just sort of spoke on, which is implement the ideas that you have or the things that a coach tells you, right? Too often, for me, Brian says, you're speaking the total truth, wide open perspective you have with everything. Thank you, Brian. The key is that I go to events, I take pages of notes. Like, I mean, I've got notebooks that I keep and all kinds of stuff. And I'm flipping through those, which on vacation helped spark some of these ideas. I write these things down. I take notes. I do all this stuff. A coach will say, here's what I see. And I would just say one key for me, and I often mention this. I often mention this on stages and on podcasts and other places. You know, there's this question that gets asked often, and it's, hey, what's the one, you know, like as if there's one, what's the one key to success? What's the one thing you would share? And there's more than one, but if I drilled it down to one, it's the speed of implementation. So when I hear an idea, one of the strengths that I would say that I possess is if I hear something that I know is right, I don't waste time. I put it into practice right away. So when this gentleman shared with me, here's his nutrition, here's his exercise routine, which by the way, wasn't a tremendous difference for me. It wasn't like, oh, okay, it's radically different. No, it was just slightly different from what I was doing, slightly different in this area, slightly different in this area, and it made all the difference in the results. And now, because I'm seeing results, I have confidence that I'm doing the right things because I see results. And so I didn't wait a long time to implement that. I did it the very next day. I just went right to work the very next day. And so I'm starting to see some breakthroughs in just being back 2 weeks from vacation in both my health, in the business, and all of those things. And so if in your business you're feeling like you are hitting a wall, and I sometimes struggle myself in sharing successes because I don't know about you, I sometimes don't. I know that not everyone receives that well. Some people are not happy when you succeed. Some people are not excited for you and driven by success. I love when others succeed. I love to see others succeed, and I love to see them do great things. In fact, that just drives me. So I sometimes struggle with that, and I sometimes hold back. Chris Angel and I have talked about that. I think we both struggle at times with that, where we hold back what we are, our talents and our gifts, because we don't necessarily know how someone's going to receive it, and so on and so forth. So about a week or so ago, or 2 weeks ago, when I got back from vacation, I said, you know, I'm feeling this way. I'm feeling like others are going to feel that way. I want to make sure that I can give something to them to help them on that path. So coming up here in July, in fact, I'll just put this up. You can go to masternetworks.com/events. We are doing an event here at Master Networks headquarters. Chris says, I hate flexing. Yes, I hear you. Same. So, but we are doing a boot camp, and it's a way that you can get out of town. I will spend some time with you. There's only like 12 people max that can be here, and I think we're already half full because we put it out last week. But if you want to come spend some time with me, my team, and a few others, kind of get out of your way, spend some time. We're going to go through the 5 business disciplines for you and your business. Then come hit me up. Let's spend some time together. And if not, that's okay too. I just wanted to share a few things that work for me when I feel like I'm in a rut. So hopefully that's helpful. If it is, please make a comment. Brian says, great advice. Totally get where we don't brag on ourselves, feels uncomfortable. Yeah, I hear that, and that's how I feel often. If this was helpful for you and you think it could be helpful for someone else, would you please share it? Subscribe to our YouTube channel. I'm going to continue to share tips like this for you. So, all right, everybody, make it a great day, and we will talk soon.